Hi, I'm Evita Myriam. Everything in nature has a design. We do too. According to Pythagoras, the first philosopher and father of mathematics who lived 2,600 years ago, we have in our birth date and in our name, as it is in our birth certificate, we have an encoded life plan and purpose. We can see everything about our purpose through our name and through our birth date. But also, we have this plan encoded within our energy body, within our pineal gland, within our heart. And this exists for us to know. So, if we do know our purpose and plan through arithmosophy, which is the science that Pythagoras brought for us, so that we may know our purpose and plan, then if we meditate and align with our soul, we can discover. We can discover exactly, we can have direct guidance and discover it and exactly intuit directly what is the plan for us, what is our purpose. Now, many of us know our purpose, right? My purpose, for example, is to share knowledge for the benefit of others, to help humanity, to help people evolve and heal their lives, every aspect of their lives. This is why it seems that I have, you know, amassed knowledge, information about the spiritual all from the spiritual sciences. And I know Arithmosophy, I know pranic feng shui, I know the mythology, the ancient Greek mythology, and so many things that are maps to our purpose and the divine plan that has been there for us since always. So I can prove this to you. There is concrete proof for this, and which is astounding. It's just that people don't always want to look at what is not scientific per se, but there are the spiritual sciences, and there is proof for the spiritual sciences. Now, I'm an expert arithmosopher, author of a book called Pollux, um, in which Pollux is the higher soul compared to the lower aspect, which is Castor, from the Pollux and Castor stars of the Gemini constellation. And that symbolizes the higher soul, right? So our purpose. And I've written this book of arithmosophy called Pollux, which has a whole mathematical proof that is very easy to read, even a 10-year-old can understand, which is astounding. It proves that we have a divine plan. Also, I'm a pranic healer, an energy healer, and I do powerful healings, purifying myself, purifying others of all inner obstacles and of all self-limiting beliefs that make us shrink and forget, because there is this collective negative, not karma, but negative vibration. People often have fear, poverty consciousness, they have fear of war, they have fear of viruses, they have fear of many things. So all these fears in our environment are absorbed by our auras, and our auras are become, dirty. So I'm an expert pranic healer, and I can really, I know powerful energy healing techniques that can purify your aura and energize your goals. But what is important is to know our goals, to know what we want, because we may think that we know. We may think that we want a life partner. We're saying, I'm lonely. I would like to have my life partner. Where is he? There are not enough men in the world, or all that, all those excuses and those this propaganda, Whereas there's many men as women, and if there are 45% of women, for example, are single, then 45% of men are single too. So we may think that we know what we want, but in reality, we haven't examined, do we really want that? And if we do want that, how should it be? What do we want? If you do not purify your mind of all negative, self-limiting, low self-esteem, anxiety, stress, fear, anger, hatred, poverty consciousness, sadness, depression, if you do not purify your aura, then it's impossible to allow for the clean, pure, beautiful, wholesome energies to sprout, to manifest. So what we need to do is clean our aura, disintegrate inner obstacles, and then visualize. And we need to really work, write down what we want, who we want, how do we want our life partner to be. And then we will know, and then we will find slowly, for example, what kind of relationship do we want. Or if we have a partner, we can improve the relationship with him. We can really change the relationship by changing ourselves. So upgrading your energy and upgrading your vibration is going to change everything in your life immediately. And you will not have to be working for that, for anything. You will not have to work to find a partner. You will not have to work to make money, a lot of money. You will not have to work to uh, go to your career and do what you always loved and make a lot of money from that. You will not have to work for all those things against the current of your inner garbage, if I may say so. No, the energies will flow in your aura the moment that your aura is free of all that and you're purified. So, um, what I have created, what my purpose is to always find the most complete, the most beautiful program. I create programs. I love these programs that I teach and I guide people. And sometimes, I used to do a program for a few sessions and people would love it. But I see that sometimes we tend to return to the previous pattern. So what we need is constancy and a little bit of work. So instead of working all your life against this current, you work for like 20 minutes a day. When we're together for the 1 hour and 15 minutes or an hour and a half of the workshop, and then every day you do a 10-minute audio and you maintain the vibration, purification, visualization. So I just created this. I'm very excited. I just created this new program called Chrysalis. Chrysalis is, the divine proof that there is so much transformation possible for all of us. The caterpillar becomes after every 5 incarnations, the caterpillar becomes a butterfly. First, it enters, it creates a cocoon around itself, and in there, it deconstructs, it becomes total liquid. Now, we're not going to become liquefied in any way, but we are going to be able to see, we will deconstruct, we will analyze every aspect of our lives. Our home, why is our home as it is? Is our home cluttered? What do we keep? Why do we keep things? I will show you Japanese ways to throw away things without guilt. It's wonderful. I have learned a lot, and whatever I learn, I give immediately to my students. So we will examine everything. Relationships. We'll have workshops on embodying our femininity or masculinity. We will have workshops that will show us our purpose and plan through arithmosophy. Everything, every aspect of ourselves. We will look at ourselves. We will understand what we want. We will take out all the false goals from our lives because there's so much put there by society and our family and our friends, expectations of others about us. We will just unload this, and we will allow ourselves for a while to be able to see what we want. And while we're doing that, while arithmosophy helps us, guides us towards seeing what we are not and what we are, we will do powerful purifications, energy healings, and visualizations that will allow us to get information about that will open our hearts to what we really desire. And that will give us more and more knowledge. And then as we progress, we will address all areas of our life, money, finances, our career, our purpose. We will disintegrate all the negative energies of the past. We will do so many, I have so many techniques. We will really heal our lives. And we will look at the love aspect, at health, at, you know, healthy habits. And I will show you ways to hide, to hack into your mind and be able to stop those unhealthy habits very easily and to change your habits. Because when you change your energy, when you change everything about it, I have solutions for everything, more or less overweight people. I have so much knowledge from other life coaches, from pranic healing. There is healing possible, and of course you can get extra healings from me one-on-one. But this is an amazing program because it will give you 3 months of one workshop per week, which will give you the time to assimilate what you have learned, which is going to be a powerhouse of a workshop with knowledge about yourself, arithmosophy, and the um, workshop of purifying of inner obstacles and energizing our wishes, our dreams, seeing what we want, energizing it, absorbing it in our aura, manifesting it. And then the rest of the week, you will have a 10-minute audio to do every day. So for 10 minutes a day, if you wake up in the morning, just play that. You're going to maintain your energy at the vibration that we have placed it, right? And then what happens with energy, with our aura, is if it gets used to it, if our body gets used to it, to being in that vibration, then it's effortless. If you do this for 21 days, it's done, and then we'll have 3 months of workshops once a week and a synthesis of everything at the end. But we will be having, a lot in every workshop. You will learn so much of your arithmosophy. You will learn how to understand others and what you need to do to heal your relationships. We will do so much work, and it will not be a slow process. It will be slow when we meditate and we visualize. The rest of the time, it's going to be packed with liberating, self-liberating knowledge, because awareness heals. Awareness makes you evolve. So that's why it's called the Chrysalis, the program. Also, I will send you all your arithmosophy, everything that you need. You don't need to do calculations during the program. I want your mind to be there. You will know how to do it, the methods, so that you will have the recordings after each session. So you will know how to calculate this for your friends and loved ones also. And during the workshop, you will have the opportunity to do calculations for your loved ones and to understand better your relationships. And you will know your labor, what your soul's mission is for this incarnation. You will understand where you're at, what is your phase, where you are. And also, as I said, you'll have recordings of each workshop right after it ends. And this means that you can go on your vacation. And as other people do, take strict diets to lose weight during the summer, you don't need to have strict diets. Just do this program and you will lose the excess. I'm not promising you that if you're 100, I don't know in pounds, but like if you're 150 kilos, you're going to lose all the excess weight during the program. But it's better to change from inside out instead of constricting yourself. And then I will show you ways, I will share with you ways in which people have totally naturally lost weight, because excess weight also is negative emotions. I have learned this. Negative emotions. It's not because people who have more weight than normal, who are obese, they often think that now at this weight level I cannot lose weight anymore. My body is used to it. My metabolism is slow. Well, partly this is true, but you can change your metabolism when you change your energy and you change your habits, and you can do it slowly. It may take 6 months, a year, but in 1 year, you will be who you want to be. Your body will be healthy, will be you will be tight, will be, without having to lift weights all the time or go to the gym or anything. You will do it naturally from your mind to your emotions, to your energy body, to your physical body. So this is the work. All your Arithmosophy before the program, once a week for 3 months. By the end of the summer, by September 15th, you will be flying. That's why it's the chrysalis also. You will become a butterfly at the end. And not a real one, but you know what I mean. You will develop your wings and you will design them yourself because you will either design your life or it will happen to you. What do you prefer? Do you want your life to be just happening to you? Do you want things to happen to you? And if you're in a bad state, what happens is that worse and worse things happen to us because our higher soul, whom we call, when we say the universe, in reality, it's our higher soul and our spiritual teachers in the inner world. So our higher soul sends us more and more challenges in order for us to change, in order for us to learn the lesson. And the reason why I'm doing this program is through myself. I realized following other teachers and learning, and I'm learning all my life, that you can't do it yourself. It's not possible. I mean, perhaps if you have such a strong willpower, you can do the work yourself. But perhaps you don't have the knowledge, which I can offer you. But also, if you had the knowledge and you did it yourself, you would have done it already, right? If you had that willpower. So the thing is, we need to build our willpower. Our willpower is a chakra, is an energy center. It's like a muscle. As we exercise a muscle and it gets stronger slowly, slow movements, and it becomes tight, then it's the same way, in the same way we can exercise our willpower muscles, and we can have an unbeatable, unbreakable, unbending will and manifest whatever we want, but without trying, right? Willpower is something that you cultivate daily, slowly. Awareness is the fastest, the easiest, the most humane and sweet way to bring about the changes that you want, to expand yourself, expand your image about yourself, find who you really are, examine yourself, we're going to remove guilt, shame. We're going to start over. We're going to make a new beginning. And in this new beginning, I will support you for 3 months. And you're going to have a permanent positive change in your life that is going to be amazing. As long as you do the work, right? It's going to be 3 months. Very little work daily, work once a week. And we will see what happens then. So I expect you to take a look at my at my program called Chrysalis. And I hope to see you there. You're going to be astounded by the spiritual science that exists, that is available to us to heal every aspect of our lives and to have no guilt, to thrive financially in our career, in our vocation, and to live the life that we really want to live and no other. So see you there. Bye.